Alright guys, Epic fucking Slayers here, and in today's video I want to share with you what I think will be the top 3 gear sets in 1.6. Now I have excluded the high-end build. This video is specifically for gear sets, otherwise the high-end build would absolutely fit into the top 3 for me. Before we begin, you guys are fucking Slayers. I mean, yesterday I uploaded my video, I asked for 150 likes, I've already got 170 within less than 24 hours and I'm buzzing. So if we can keep up the good work and keep that like train going, it'd be much appreciated, and let's get into it guys. So for me guys, in 1.6 there's only one gear set that I'm really going to be going for, and that's going to be Strikers, for both PVE and PvP content. I'll be honest, I've not really entertained this gear set in either environment before, but I'm fully aware that for PVE especially, Strikers has been top tier #1 for some time. That's due to the 3-piece set bonus of 10% enemy armor damage, and the 4-piece being that every consecutive hit deals 1% more damage and stacks up to 100%, which for PvE content is perfect because NPCs don't move around all too much, so it's much easier to get those stacks and get that additional damage. Now for PvP I've not entertained it because a lot of people are hip firing, and you know the movement's a lot quicker, so it's a lot harder to get those stacks up, and it just doesn't compete with Alpha Bridge in 1.5. Now obviously in 1.6 Alpha Bridge has been nerfed significantly, although it's still a very good gear set. It's been nerfed, which means that Strikers actually got a place now. With that in mind as well, we've got the hipfire nerf, which means that a lot more people will be aiming down sights. They're going to be a lot easier to hit, and thus a lot easier to get those stacks. Now if you're stacking 15, 20 onto one target in PvP, then you're going to be outputting more damage than any other gear set in the game, and that's just a fact guys. Also on console, the stability for the 2-piece set bonus is great. And I've seen a lot of people saying that, yeah, Strikers is going to be great for PC, but not so good for console. I disagree. I think that if you're running a G36 or an M4, or for example an AUG SMG for these with Strikers, then it's going to be easy to get those stacks on that player and thus do a lot of damage. So for me, Strikers overall will be probably the best gear set in 1.6 for both PvP and PvE content. So guys, moving on to Tactician's Authority, which will be a top tier gear set in 1.6. Now a lot like Strikers, Tacticians hasn't changed all too much apart from the 4-piece talent on this set, but what has changed significantly is skill power, which is what Tacticians is based around. Now in 1.6, skill power does not scale in a linear fashion, which means the more you put in, the less you get back, and that gives you diminishing returns. 1.6, that's not the case, and skill power will now scale in a linear fashion up to 450 skill power, which is massive. Basically means that the more you put in, the more you get back, which means that Tacticians itself overall will be a more powerful set. Now the set bonus of 2-piece in 1.5 is 10% skill haste. This is being up to 15%, which is also going to be great. Now the 4-piece I want to talk about here guys, currently every bullet you and your group lands on a hostile adds 0.2% skill power to you for a maximum of 30% bonus, and that bonus lasts for 10 seconds. Now in 1.6 that will change. What won't change is the 0.2% skill power added for a maximum of 30% bonus, but what will change is that you can actually keep that. So if you get 30% bonus from you or your team, you can keep that until you need it, which means that you're actually getting an additional 30% skill power on top of whatever you have for whenever you need, which means you can have a very powerful pulse, a very powerful heal, and the set itself will become a very, very good support set. For example, if you want to put down a support station, then you're going to be getting that 30% additional skill power. The set itself will be very, very good. And like I said, this is mainly going to be a support set, guys. You're not going to want to use this solo, really, unless you want to stay alive forever, which you probably could do with this set. But you're going to want to use this in a group and keep your team alive. And I guarantee you this set will do wonders for you. So lastly, guys, and I'm pretty sure some people are going to disagree with me here, I'm going to go ahead and say that Alpha Bridge will still be a top tier gear set in 1.6, and let me explain why. So, as you're probably aware, Alpha Bridge in 1.5 is the best gear set by a mile. Absolutely. With the 6 free talents you get, it blows away any other gear set for DPS that there currently is. Well, what they've did in 1.6 is they've reduced the talents down to 4 talents now, so what you'd actually get is 3 talents from the primary, and then the 4th talent would come from this free slot of the secondary weapon. And of course you still have to use 2 of the same weapon class, for example 2 ARs or 2 submachine guns. So, you know, it's a significant nerf. But with that said, guys, what they have done for the Alpha Bridge, just to make it that a little bit better, is they've actually said when you get those, get that 4th talent procced, then you don't no longer need any stat requirements. So that means, for example, if you're speccing into firearms and you want Unforgiving as a talent, which requires 4,790 stamina, but you can't quite get that, well, with Alpha Bridge, you will. You won't need any stat requirements to get any of the talents. So you could have a set which, for example, is completely glass cannon, but you could have stuff like Unforgiving and Vicious, which require high stamina, or you could have Competent and Adept, which require high electronics. No problem. So you can see why Alpha Bridge will still be an unbelievable set in 1.6 and very much still top tier. I will certainly still be using this set. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. I realised that I haven't gone through the other sets, and there's certainly some sets that definitely get in there, or at least are close. For example, Banshee being one of them, Reclaimer being another one, and again, as I said at the start, the high-end build. But for me, these 3 sets will be the best gear sets in 1.6. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you do, then please give it a like. And as of yesterday, let's try and hit 150 again. That would be fucking amazing. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.